Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get started. This is a practice run for team formation. We're going to do this again as we get into the hackathon. The hackathon application started a couple days ago, but we weren't going to actually start hacking and building our project until August 15th, because between now and then, we're going to have some tutorials, workshops, and also team building or team formation exercises to get everyone started. And then the real fun begins. We're going to have tons of panels. We're going to have technical workshops. Part of our lectures, the other ones are live group sessions. And we'll also have a series of what we call the Who's Who in Bitcoin Innovation 2023, where we dive into the origin stories of founders that have built really innovative things on Bitcoin. And they're going to share their ideas with you. And perhaps you'll get some inspiration on what to build next. All right, so today's topic is about team formation. So the main topics today that I'm going to cover is why you need it, the winning attitude if you want to have a solid team to win, then trying out your team, what I call the human moment, being in the right place, the right time, and then finally some tips on when turning your final project on October 1st to win. Okay, so right now we have over $100,000 in confirmed prizes. And well, let's start with why you need a team. Because we believe that any kind of innovation requires teamwork. So as part of our rules, we have 6 points on judging. One is, was there teamwork? Teamwork in this hackathon means that you have a team of 2 to 4 people. Now, if you have a team of 2 people, that's perfectly fine. But the rule is that you must have one person who is technically savvy. The other person is a business person. The reason why we have this minimum requirement is because of the final presentation. It's going to be a 3-minute presentation and require you to use both types of skills, business and technical skills. So one overlapping part is being original. Make sure you're creating an original product, willing to accept new code, push the boundaries of Bitcoin innovation. If you do something original, you get extra points. The second thing is build something that matters. And really at the heart of building something that matters is really developing that customer empathy, or actually just going out there and talking to customers and understanding if they really have a big pain point. And if you do find that big pain point worth solving and you build around that, then your product becomes something that matters. Okay? And then the next criteria for winning is that in this hackathon, we have to show basic proof of traction on Twitter. So, you have, what you're going to solve, right? What pain point you're solving, and you have an idea how you're going to solve it. And you need to tweet about it and see if people engage with you. Right? Show that it's not just a couple of people wanting you to build a solution. It's a group of people. And then next, of course, the proof of concept. I'm talking about the software now. You have to submit code on GitHub. It has to be original, meaning that you have to start coding it between August 26th and October 1st. Anytime between then is all fair game. And this code has to be working code and launched on testnet to get full points. Right? So it's going to have a user interface and then a backend. Okay. The technology used doesn't really matter as long as it is something on Bitcoin. Right? So it could be L1, it could be a side chain, something that has to do with Bitcoin, has Bitcoin functionality. And there's a consideration here because we do have a $50,000 agnostic prize, which means that it doesn't matter what you build with, as long as with Bitcoin, you can qualify for that if you hit on all the points I was talking about earlier, right? But there are other prizes from, for example, Interlay, Rootstock, ICP, On-Chain Monkey, that have certain stipulations. Some of the prizes you may have to build something that's ordinals in order to access it. Some of the prizes you have to use ICP or Rootstock or Interlay or another technology, right? So just be mindful. Go to the when you sign up, go to the prizes section, or when you are in our Discord, we're going to have a section that explains the prizes. Just make sure what you're building, you know what you're building it for in terms of prizes. Okay, and finally, there's a presentation, a 3-minute presentation that covers succinctly and concisely and clearly the things I just mentioned, right? Teamwork, who your team is, why is your project original, how do you know you're building something that matters, proving you have traction, and of course, showing off your demo, and then having that code in the GitHub, right? And then we will also have workshops to help you with a 3-minute presentation. So that's the first part, why you need a team. It's part of the rules. It's good practice. The second part I was talking about when you're forming a team is about having the winning attitude. When you have 2 to 4 people and they all have the winning attitude, that's a pleasure to work with, and you just get so much more done. You get like literally 100x more done than say somebody who is dragging their feet, or they might not have they can only put in like an hour a week, right? That's going to be very hard to win, right? So what do I mean by a winning attitude? Well, one is just being a stand-up person, having integrity, right? Having curiosity and an open mind. And we notice people with integrity who are curious and who have an open mind. It's much easier for us to link up with other people, right? And then really just have a practical, pragmatic attitude. This is a hackathon. You got to roll your sleeves up. It's not just about delegating, right? Everyone's got to put in their weight, and when everyone does, that's the winning formula, right? So when you the nice thing about this hackathon is we're going to do a lot of team building, or a lot of networking activities to mix things up so you can meet more people, right? Because it's August 12th right now. You turn in, like, last day to turn in is October 1st. So you have a few weeks to figure out who you want to work with, right? And then so you'll be trying a lot of things and meeting a lot of people. And sometimes if you don't have the chemistry, that's cool. Just move on. When I work with people, I try to go from light to heavy, meaning like I do a small task with them. Like maybe I'll go and say, hey, let's talk to a couple customers. Let's create a customer list and see how quickly they do that, right? And they're also observing me. If we want to divide and conquer, right? How we split the tasks, right? You like start with small tasks, and what we're looking for is, it's really about, can you respect each other? So I look for 3 things, right? When you're looking for a teammate, one is their ability. Like, can they fill in a gap that you don't have, right? So that the ability to deliver is very important, right? The second thing is a tempo, and this is a really, really big one. When I say tempo, is like, imagine like some people, they just work more conservatively, right? And they work slower. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but if you're the type who works really fast, you can see how that can be very aggravating for a person who's working faster, right? So you want to find someone that has roughly the same tempo as you in work, right? You can feel it. Like if they're also taking initiative, they could be taking initiative with the marketing, or they could be taking initiative with the coding. It doesn't matter, but they have that sense of urgency. That's a winning formula for a hackathon. And later on, if you want to build a startup, that's also a winning formula for a startup. All right, so number 1 is tempo. On word on tempo, since we are an online program, online competition, be mindful. Like if you find a teammate that is the opposite time zone as you, well, guess what? Your tempo is going to be a lot slower than a team that is relatively in the same time zone, right? You can see how over a few weeks, the team in the same time zone is going to have a massive advantage over you if you have like, for example, one person in California and the other person in Singapore. That's a really hard time zone to match up, right? So that's about tempo, about time, and finally, it's about trust. It's about trust. Do you guys have similar values? But normally I find that, look, if you keep an open and curious mind, you have integrity, and you roll up your sleeves and do things, right? And you have the ability, and you're on tempo with other people, the trust naturally develops. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. You have plenty of time. We're going to do a lot of team building, networking activities, etc. So it's going to be really fun. And again, you don't even start coding until August 26th. So there's a couple weeks left. And the first day you can do traction for Twitter is in a few days, but you can even push that out until August 26th. So I don't feel like you gotta get married to the first person you meet, right? So and what this means is that yes, we accept team applications as long as they're not company. We accept team applications, and we also accept solo hackers coming in, because we're going to do a lot of networking to help you match up with other people. Okay, and so when I'm talking about matching up with other people, right? Again, you have to find ideally one business person and one technical person. If you want to add another person, the way I would do it is, okay, have one person who can handle marketing, right? Have one person that handle the back end, and a third person that can beautify things on the front end, your front end developer, right? So that's like a golden triangle. Now, you can have a fourth person just for good measure, but maximum 4 people on a team for this hackathon. And the prizes we divide it depending on how many people you're on a team, right? So it's a judgment call. If you have 2 people, you're not going to be able to do as much. But then if you do win, right, it's going to be harder to win. But if you do win, you just have to split it between 2 people, right? But if you have 4 people and you guys are working together really well, then there's a much higher chance to win. But now the prize will be split between 4 people, right? So it's a judgment call. It's a judgment call. You guys can be the judge of that. The next thing I found about team formation is there's a trick here, right? I noticed that every single team that was able to solidify or galvanize or just become cohesive, they very early on, they need to experience a human moment together. Like, what's a human moment? For example, we're exploring something and we have that aha moment together. Like we're interviewing people and we find out that, wow, these customers, we thought they wanted A, but they actually wanted B, right? And then when we grow together, when we have those aha moments together, those are the beginnings of those human moments help us become closer with each other, right? Become closer with each other. So really, it's about just having fun and being curious and having an open mind while working together to discover new things, right? Having those human moments together. When you discover new things and having fun together, it's a great bonding experience. Right? So, if you don't want to like think too hard into it in terms of ability, tempo, and trust, yeah, just have fun with it. And if you guys click, right, and you guys are exploring, discovering new things together and learning new things, yeah, keep it going, man. Right? Cool. All right. And then number 5, it's about being in the right place at the right time when you're looking for team members. So when I said be in the right place at the right time, if you found this hackathon, you're in the right place at the right time. Now, if you want to be even more in the right place in the right time, hang out on Discord. We have a channel called Find a Team, right? Hang out in the chat, go to Find a Team, drop your information there. Other people are going to be scanning through there looking for people, right? And just hang out and meet each other, right? Also, keep an eye out on our announcements channel, because in that channel, we're going to be talking about, hey, during this time, we're going to do some, Zoom breakout rooms, for example, right? And we're going to help you break out. And then you guys are going to sort of do like team member speed dating or co-founder speed dating, whatever you want to call it, right? And this is a great time to shake it up and meet more people. So just be present, be in the right place at the right time. And just keep an eye on our Twitter, which is at BTC Startup Lab, or I should call it X now, right? Keep a eye out on our X at BTC Startup Lab, and once you sign up, you'll be on our Discord, right? So that's being in the right place at the right time. And in this hackathon, when you're looking for a teammate, and if your English is, if your presentation skills in English are not great, have no fear. It is not the end of the world. Find a teammate with English as fluent enough to do a pitch, right? Because the reality is that most of our judges are English speakers, meaning that English is a native language. Okay, so if you want to get maximum points, make sure that you have someone who can present your idea. Right? It's totally possible of you making a great product, but then if your presentation is only at 50%, that's how people are going to interpret the product, right? So like maybe because we also have technical judges, they may give you full points on the technical part, but then the business judge, when they see your presentation is only 50%, then the average is not going to be a winning score, right? So just think about those things they could do to create a team to help you win. Okay, and then finally, maybe the final thing I'd like to say is, before we open up the floor to questions, is when you turn your final project October 1st, make sure you mention everyone's name on your team. Again, 2 to 4 people, okay? We won't disperse prize to one person. We won't disperse prize to like 5 or more teams. It's got to be 2 to 4 people. Okay, again, it's a judgment call, right? If you have 2 people, it's hard to win. It's not impossible, but it's harder to win. But if you do win, you just it's like 2 people split the prize, which is pretty substantial, because we're talking about the grand prize is what, $30,000. That could be a game changer for a lot of people. Even some of the smaller prizes at $10,000 or $15,000, those are also great. In the hands of a capable entrepreneur, even in the US, where the cost of living is relatively high, you could definitely take an idea to first investment, pre-seed, right? Where you're raising a few $100,000. Right? So these are pretty significant prizes that we've designed to help people who want to go on the entrepreneur journey. But this is sort of like dipping your toe in the water first, getting your feet wet, meeting some people. And by the way, the panels are basically the who's who on Bitcoin. People who have innovated something for the very first time on Bitcoin, or people have broken new records on Bitcoin. So it will come in like a bunch of all-stars. Like the vendors have come together to share their ideas and what can be built on Bitcoin. And we just need you guys to be present and join, right? And let's have fun together. So again, when you're turning your final project, there's a couple of things you want to make sure, right? Aside from your team, make sure you sign up, right? On go to BTC Startup Lab, or you could just go into the chat right now, click on the link there, sign up. Is we're working with DevPost. You can sign up on DevPost. Once you sign up DevPost, there's a checklist of things to do. Well, the first one is go into Discord. The second thing is reply to this tweet, right, with hashtag BTC Hackathon. Hashtag BTC Olympics. Okay, hashtag BTC Olympics. And what that does is that qualifies you the prizes. And then the final action is you retweet that tweet, right? Because this time this is the largest prize pool that we're seeing right now on Bitcoin. The prize sponsors have requested that the prizes are unlocked based on the number of people attending the hackathon. Okay, so right now it looks like we have 55, 56 signups. Every 200 people active in the hackathon unlocks 20% of the prizes. So when we hit 200, that means 200 submissions, okay, to the final project. So once we hit 200, it means that 20% of the prize pool is unlocked. So over $20,000 is unlocked. And then once we hit 400, right, then it's another over $20,000 price unlocked until we hit 1,000 applicants. And then that means that 100% of the prize pool is unlocked. So for example, when you turn in your final project on October 1st, and let's say there's 600 people participating in the competition. Well, then if it was just $100,000, then $60,000 would be activated in the prize pool. Right. So the more you help retweet, the more you bring in your own friends into this hackathon. Everyone pitches in to make this a great hackathon, and it makes it worthwhile for the prize donors to want to come back and give you more next time. Right. So don't think about this as a one-off. Think about this as a long-term thing. Think about this as a very collaborative effort, because another thing I'd like to let everyone know is that your prizes are 100% undiluted, meaning that our platform, nobody on the platform or organizers are taking a penny from it, meaning that we're taking zero for operations and zero for marketing, right? So that means all the prize money goes to the contestants, right? But what that means is that we need help doing the co-marketing, right? So with that said, go ahead and click on that chat, join this hackathon. Remember to reply and retweet that tweet, and keep in mind, form a team, right? You need it because it's part of the rules, 2 to 4 people. You want to have someone with marketing skills. You want to have someone who could code the back end. If you can manage to get a third person, find someone who's got front end development skills. And number 4, just have them for good measure, right? And then the winning attitude, find someone with integrity. with curiosity and an open mind. Find somebody who rolls up their sleeves like you do, right? And remember, when you try it out, try a light task first. Something that might take an hour or 2 hours to finish. And then you can totally see if they have the ability or complementary skills to match up with you. You'll see that if their work tempo is similar with yours, and you'll see that, you know, if they're a trustworthy person. And make sure you guys are going for those human moments. And I said, like I said, human moments, you get those human moments when you're having fun with each other and you're exploring and you find out new things, right? Those human moments are the beginnings or the bonding of the beginnings of a team, right? And then being in the right place at the right time. You're in the right place at the right time already with the hackathon. Put yourself in the Discord, check out the Find a Team channel, check out the announcements, attend the Zoom breakout meetings where we're going to do speed dating for team members, right? And then remember the last thing is there's going to be a bunch of awesome panels, a bunch of awesome speakers, a lot of live workshops, right? And you don't even have to start coding until August 26th. So we will accept new code from August 26th to October 1st. All right, thank you. Let me pause there, and let me go here to listeners. We have one person here. Do you have any questions? All right, you're good. All right, great. Okay, well, everyone, we're going to be doing more of these. The next time I'm doing one of these, it's going to be Monday, and we've invited a great Twitter marketing person. He's also the partner of a Bitcoin company, and he's going to give you the crash course on how to get traction on Twitter. Remember, that's one of the judging criteria. And after that, we're going to invite up another really awesome speaker, Trevor Owens, who runs the Ordinal Show, but is also a serial entrepreneur and also a fund manager. He's going to talk about customer discovery and how you figure out if you're solving a big enough pain point and building something that matters, right? And let me just stop there. There's like over 30 talks right now, panels, technical lectures, talks on the business side, how to do presentations, live workshops. All right, this it's going to be a Bitcoin Olympic extravaganza. You just have to show up, and don't worry if you miss one of these videos or one of these Twitter spaces, because we're going to have in our resource section in the Discord, we're going to post everything there after we record it. Thank you. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great weekend, and looking forward to some really awesome new innovation on Bitcoin. Signing out. Hey, thank you. Bye-bye. Workshops. Team until application started. Team. Let's get started. This is a practice run for team formation. We're going to do this again as we get into the hackathon. The hackathon application started a couple days ago, but we a couple days ago, but we weren't going to actually start hacking and building our project until August 15th, because between now and then, we're going to have some tutorials, workshops, and also team building or team formation exercises to get everyone started. And then the real fun begins. We're going to have tons of panels. We're going to have technical workshops.